Hello and welcome to Audio Adventures. This is a D&D 5th edition podcast that is made by friends, with friends, and for friends. And if you clicked on us, buckle up. It's going to be a crazy magic carpet ride for you and me. This podcast is used by my nerdy friends and I to escape our lives for a time and act out some pretty ridiculous scenarios. And we are so glad to have you here. A couple things before we start. Our group loves the rule of cool, so I'm sure we will get rules wrong. So if we do, please feel free to tell us in a kind fashion down in the comments. Also, if you want to contribute to the fantastical world of Seblos where this campaign takes place, please make a comment and you may be seeing that kobold cleric in the very near future, along with your name in the show as well. Now, please grab a seat and some popcorn and let's meet our Wandering Vanguard. Audio Adventures is a D&D 5th edition homebrewed podcast and may deal with triggering themes at times. Viewer discretion is advised. Trigger warnings can be found in the description. Welcome to Audio Adventures Campaign 1, Episode 48. This audio, much like Episode 47, just decided to move to the Astral Sea and didn't even send a note. How could they? Unlike the other Oops-isode, basically all of the audio decided to yeet themselves into the far realms. So I cannot give you what my players said like last time. I can just describe what happened. Thank you all so much for sticking around. We appreciate every single one of you. Now let's get on with it. Last time we discovered that one of our party members was actually sent to Off, the Wandering Vanguard. The party's resident adopted mascot, Virgil, is showing alarming signs of fast growth that is kinda like puberty, but like, for a frost giant. And Tavis keeps forgetting to do the list of things his sister asked for. One of these plot hooks ain't like the others. We join this time as the party wakes up from a restless sleep. Tavis wakes up in a cold sweat before everyone else, though, in fear of what his sister Visaria will do if she finds out that he lied about completing the to-do list. Side note, as a DM for this part of the campaign, I thought it was very fun to play an aggressive sister type. She was the only one left at the business, and her parents were extremely hands-off, and just let her run the B&B. By herself. So thinking of the psychology behind her actions was something really fun to write with. Also, Tavis had 24 siblings. Geez, the elves in my world are worse than rabbits. Anyways, he rushes out to complete the to-do list. Flyers up around town, getting a marketing book from the Interplanar bookstore, and commissioning a commercial from Scrynet while he's at it. As he walks back, he meets up with Redguest, Nyx, and Virgil, who are all leaving to go shopping for the day. Hey, at least it was a shopping episode that was Thanos snapped rather than a different one. I think that accounts for something. But they all decide to wander into the Wandering House of Oddities with the Fey Elven twins to get some goods. And they do end up having more to sell. Now, before you say something like, "Sam, you're giving your players too many magical items," or "they lose their importance if you keep giving them to them." Listen, every time I give them a magical item, they get super happy and excited to use it. Plus, curses are a thing. You never know when a DM will give you a cursed item while smiling. But they also get super happy about it, and that makes me happy, so deal with it. They try to haggle with the sellers, but today they seem like they want to stick with some higher prices for these items. The party sells and buys some cool items, like a thing called the Wand of Creation. I cannot remember for the life of me exactly what it does, since it's been a while since the first campaign. It's been a couple years, actually. But it was pretty cool. After that scene, we cut off to Tibble and Tomb, who decided to wake up and go to the college to do some research about soul knives. To give you some insight about soul knives, they are a homebrewed class that a friend of ours allowed us to use. If you want to check him out, go ahead and check out his Twitch channel. Baldur225 will be up on the screen and down in the description. He also has not released it, but it is a really cool class that allows for a lot of different combinations and customization that use your quote-unquote soul power. Also in the world of Seblos, soul knives are pretty rare, so when Tibble goes to research, he doesn't find anything about it. But he does find a book that Almondaro Sr., his grandfather, wrote. A very edited expose about the triumphs of his family through the quote-unquote struggles and drama of Tibral's father leaving and then coming back to reclaim his place in the family. After reading through that and learning more about those details, about his supposed family, Tibble decides to go pick up his clothes with Tomb at Valkyrie's proper posture, where everyone meets back up. Behind the counter is an extremely familiar face, though. An elven woman named Stacy, who was the girlfriend of the man named Denethal Leonin, who cast Scry for Tibral when he was trying to find where Ekman was. Denethal had a contract with Scrynet that he was about to sign the very next day. After doing all of this for Tibral, Stacy told the party that they were kicked out of the college, even though Denethal was the valedictorian of his class. And now Denethal won't even answer Stacy's emerald calls. After that worrisome conversation about the whereabouts of Denethal and where he could be, Stacy goes and gets the party's clothes that they ordered. But as she hands over each set of clothing that they did order, Tibral seems to have an extra suit attached with a note from the Darrow family. We expect you at the ball coming soon. If your friends are coming, tell them to order something nice looking on our tab. This was from one of Tibral's aunts, Oridi and Aridi Darrow. Leaving Tibral and the party a lot to think about, they leave and continue their shopping. As the Wandering Vanguard leaves Valkyrie's proper posture and begins to split to do their own various personal things throughout the rest of the day, Redgus turns around to Tibral and asks for him to join him, alone. And Tibral agrees. The duo walks along, tense and quiet for a while. Breaking the silence, Redgus says that he needs to tell Tibral something. Tibral nods solemnly and starts to get ready for this confrontation coming. Until, I'm really worried about Virgil. He's growing a lot and just regrew Tavis's arm. That cannot be normal. Taken aback, Tibral agrees, and the duo comes up with a plan to, quote-unquote, sugar rush Virgil so that he will go and take a nap. While napping, Tibral will connect with his souls. That's right, plural souls, and figure out what is happening with him. They go and get pastries to do this plan, and as the party continues on their journey that day, and the sun begins to set, little do they know, back where they came from on the material plane, things are getting a lot more tricky. Thank you so much for listening to this Oops-isode. We will be back next time with a regular session episode for you all to listen to. Also, we are so very excited to announce that we now have an Etsy shop. There, you can find some Audio Adventures merch. That, when you wear it, you can get a +7 constitution. What? I can't claim that? But... fine. What I meant to say is that when you wear our merch, we think you will look really cool. but also the con thing. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you all next time. Stay safe out there, everyone, and wear those seatbelts. You're really telling me I can't say they'll get +7 con? But we send them to enchanter. Jeremy? Don't you give me that lip. Jeremy. Jeremy. No. Roll for initiative, Jeremy. And that was this episode of Audio Adventures. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and most of all, please share to get out the word so we can share our story with you and keep doing what we're doing. If you have an idea for an NPC, a shop, or even an encounter, please comment down below. You might be seeing any of those in the next session or maybe even the upcoming sessions. Again, thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next week. Please stay safe, everyone, and wear those seatbelts.